So I want to plan, and I think I'm getting older. My birthday's coming up. Trying to plan for my trip, but that's a great way of maybe figuring out locations and how to do that. Asking Gemini, great reviews, set up a table of where I should go.
But it's also kind of funny because we trust it. I think I trust the reviews because I'm assuming that a lot of them are not fake, which I know there's a lot of review fraud being in the industry.
Sure.
But, I guess that's kind of like the sticky point for me. The point I'm trying to make is like, the problem is it doesn't have to be true. You could be the personal injury attorney that started your firm 2 years ago and has gotten no six-figure settlements, but still show up as a best list if you're in the right places, unfortunately. So
I think that is where, again, like going back to the very beginning of this conversation, human is important, because AI can give you a list based off of what it deems important, but it could not be really that great. It's like some of the best restaurants I've been to has great reviews, and I go there and like, man, I've had a Wagyu steak way better cooked over here versus here, and their reviews are great, and AI says this is top tier, best of the best, but I've had the steak over there that's like, that's probably way better.
I was just laughing to myself because
the Wagyu.
Yeah, well, because I was like, man, I am bougie, because I go to steakhouses sometimes and I'll order the A5, which is like the best like kind of beef you can get, and I will judge a restaurant off of like that one bite or whatever that I get. So I'm
it is bougie.
just making fun of myself internally.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good point about AI, and it actually leads me to my next topic, which is the way that Google and basically any source is probably trying to treat information. Google calls it EEAT or YMYL, which is your money, your life. Basically, if you're creating content that's going to affect somebody's money or their life, Google is going to particularly rate that under a different lens. They're going to look at that differently than what restaurant you want to go to or what golf course you want to play at. And that's where, like, having a great content team gets it right and having AI content gets it wrong, because if you are only using AI to create content, something that we've experimented a lot with over the years, past 2 years in particular, we've seen, oh, look, you can get some results here, but is that short-term or long-term? The problem is AI content hallucinates. It's all about like your prompts at the end of the day. So I also don't want to say that it can't be done to a good standard, because it can with the right guardrails and the right prompts, succession of prompting. But people are lazy, and that's the biggest problem I've seen with AI right now and
100%.
other legal marketing agencies, is they're like, I will do 100 pieces of content for your law firm. If you own your law firm, you don't care how many pieces of content I put on your website. You honestly shouldn't. What you should care about is the business metrics.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you have those conversations with clients?
I have those conversations with our staff a lot of the time.
Okay.
Especially our content director. We talk about that all the time. People coming to us from the sales side saying they want 5-10 pieces of content, or they're comparing us with someone else. It's like, oh, they're going to give us X amount of content. Well, some months you may not need content.
Yeah.
Some months you may just need to optimize content. Maybe you just need to move the needle is 1 to 2 pieces of really great content. And I think that's the misconception too of, yeah, AI can create it fast, but a lot of the time it's not going to be quality. Some laws may not be, set up properly.